Ah, nossa, per piacere.
Okay, everybody, if we can start the meeting, please. Thank you. I'd like to welcome everybody to the annual general meeting of the 10th of December 2024. I'd like to begin by paying respect to the traditional and original owners of this land, the Marumina people. Just pay respect to those that have passed before us and to acknowledge today's Tasmanian Aboriginal community who are custodians of this land. So welcome everybody. Nice to see so many people here engaged in the community and what's going on in the community. So the councillors in attendance, we've got Councillor Murray Fasada, Peru. We've got Councillor Nichols, Deputy Mayor Councillor Woolley, Councillor Nathan Reynolds, Councillor Michael Larkins, Councillor Shannon Campbell, Councillor Melinda Reid, we've got Jess Hitchens, and GM Robert Higgins. Got there. Apologies, please.
From Councillor Terence, Donald Terence.
Okay, thank you. So item 5 on our agenda, the annual report. Copies of the annual report are available in the council offices and on the council website. A nice, colourful, user-friendly report this year. We've made some changes to it. Those who put the report together put a lot of work into it. And it demonstrates a very healthy fiscal situation, financial situation, or sensible financial situation the council is in. And there's lots happening in the community, which is nice to see. So I would like to put the motion that the annual report 2023-24, including the financial statements, be presented to council. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Woolley and Councillor Nicholas, second. All those in favour? Unanimous, thank you. No submissions for issues have been received to be discussed. So we can now move on to questions. So that's questions from the public. So there's a few meeting procedures to go through. The annual general meeting is a meeting of the council. However, unlike other council meetings, everyone in attendance is able to participate in the meeting. It's therefore important that questions and comments are kept brief and to the point, and that common courtesy prevails when other people are speaking. As the minutes of the meeting are recorded, speakers should identify themselves before speaking. Full name and suburb where you reside, please. All discussions should be addressed through the chair, so that's through me if you wish an answer. Before debating any motion, the motion is required to be moved and seconded. The mover of a motion can be the first person to speak to it as well. Only one motion may be before the chair at any one time. In accordance with the Local Government Act of 1993, voting is by a show of hands, and only electors of the Sorell municipal area are entitled to vote. The motion is passed by 1/2 of the electors plus one voting in favour of it. Any motion passed at the annual general meeting will be considered as the first ordinary meeting on the 21st of January 2025. Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes. We have a few technical issues with the recording in the room. So if you do speak, can you speak clearly, please, because we have a recording device down here. We are being live, plus the live stream. So please be mindful of that. I know there are a series of questions and motions that would like to be presented. The first motion to be presented is from Deirdre. She's requested it.
Thank you. Deirdre Big of Dodges Ferry, First Avenue. I have a motion which I'll have divided into 3 parts. First of all, if the council will continue to determine the ownership of the strip of land in front of all the residents in First Avenue. And I'd like to formally request that council give some consideration to reducing the height of the gum trees growing along the front of several houses in First Avenue. In fact, they do tower over my 2-story house, and I tend to be a bit fearful when the winds get a bit rough around that area, which I have been recently. And I also formally request that Sorell Council consider removing and eradicating the African bone seed, which is growing unchecked along the strip of land, said strip of land, and on the face of the cliff in front of the strip of land from the tide area.
I'll second that motion.
So could we put those three things that have been mentioned to the vote, please? So that's everybody in the room can vote if they wish. Only if they're in the Sorell municipality. So this is an ongoing issue of a strip of land, the ownership of the strip of land, which is causing an issue on which there are gum trees that are being considered unsafe, and control of African bone seed. So,
Okay, sorry, there's a question.
I've got a question. Can we also have a vote on, if that's the case, not necessarily
getting rid of the gum tree altogether, but just trimming.
That's a lot.
We're losing
That's,
way
that's,
too many.
that's what's being done for us, yeah, trimming to a safe level, yeah. All those in favour of supporting this motion? Everybody in the room can vote if they are in surrounding places.
Please show of hands.
No, so that's-
Can we do it quietly, please? Quietly.
Is it three separate issues or is it?
It's interconnected.
Is that
Same strip of land with the bone seat and the gum trees.
We're both.
Bone seat is partly toxic and it's a noxious weed. Burns like a fire south.
Okay, for simplicity, for simplicity's sake, the first motion is regarding ownership of the land, that the council will continue to pursue the owner of the land. All those, oh no, we need to move, we need a second.
I'll second that too.
Sharon. All those in favour of that motion to continue to search for the owner of that particular strip of land?
You put your hands up and take them up, please.
I'll stay here for the next.
Okay, sorry, right. The second motion,
Sorry, are
again,
there any again?
any against?
Yes.
No, nobody against, right. The second motion, again, seconded by Sharon.
Yes.
That the height of the gum trees be reduced to a safe level.
That's not perfect ground.
No.
And not only just to improve someone else's view.
Not no view.
This is for safety's sake.
Is there something that constitutes safety? Is it known, is it a rule of what safe is?
Well, usually, the safety is determined by an arborist. So it's an actual scientific assessment, if you like, by an expert. So, but in this instance, not just speaking of hand, but the land upon which the tree is located, the ownership is undetermined. So, hence why you do like that. Sort that first, which has been said and done thus far. But it's, yeah, if there's council will not be acting upon any sort of tree removal or modification on land that we do not own. So it's a case of if ownership becomes council's, which proves to you not sort that, then there'll be a different scenario as far as our ability to jurisdiction act on that. Whilst the land is the ownership is not council, you won't be acting on it. But with a question around house two, and if it's council's trees or trees on council's land, it's done by others.
There's an arborist report, can that be made available to the community to see an arborist report?
Well, in this instance, there'd be no arborist report because we don't own the land. It would, I guess, technically it'd be something that would be able to be viewed by the public.
No further questions? Can I put that to the vote then, that the height of the gum trees, once the owner of the gum trees has been found, the trees are then driven to a safe, appropriate level. Can I have a show of hands, all those in favour, please?
This is going to be, sorry to intervene there, it's going to be painful, but the only way these matters are up to be considered to be formally made is if, as per the regulations, that we know that the mover and the seconder are electors of the Sorell municipality, but then those who vote similarly are elected of the Sorell municipality. Then it's obviously a majority situation based on how many present who are also electors of the Sorell municipality. So it is going to be tedious, but by virtue of how many, certainly.
Could we perhaps have, if you're not a resident of the municipality, that you step into the courtyard for a moment so we can count the number that we've got who live in the municipality?
Maybe a show of hands of the people who aren't in the municipality.
It's just really difficult to count out the back, but we can certainly try. I just want to make sure I get it right, since we only had 10.
Hang on,
All residents.
Quiet, please.
It's it's not what I'm referring to is you're eligible to vote in the Sorell municipality for the Sorell council election. That's what we're referring to. So we would need to know all those eligible. We need a show of hands for that so we can count, so I know what the actual number is. Actually, sorry, a very, very sensible suggestion.
Who isn't?
Yes.
That's why we put this in. One. Any other that?
Everyone.
Two people. Thank you.
So that's a very good suggestion, yes. So,
Yeah, like-
90, give us 2 seconds, please.
Is that what you counted, Nathan? 90? 90 people, so both motions have been lost.
So, sorry, Mayor, so we have 90,
Oh, except -2, so.
yes, 90 present. So we have 90 present, we have 2 able to be here but ineligible to vote. And with the first item was to do the ownership, how many do we have? 43. And the second one?
10.
So both those were lost. And now we at the third one, which is to do with the matter.
Excuse me, could I ask a question? In respect of the lady over here, her motions might be lost because there's a large amount of people here for possibly one particular reason, and that's probably unfair on her. I don't particularly want to see trees logged, but I think that the owners should be pursued, and I also think the ownership should be removed. But it's sort of a sad thing for her that her motion is coming on a time when a large amount of people here and they're not here for her motion. So is there a way that?
Unfortunately, the way the procedures or the regulations are set up for an AGM, all those present that are eligible to vote is the baseline count. And then there's the majority.
So should we vote again, just knowing that everybody knows that now? Particularly on the first motion, maybe not the second? Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to help her out because she's obviously losing that.
Could I make a comment? The trees are on the edge of the bank, or the cliff, whatever you want to call it, and the roots are exposed. So if they go into the water, they'll take half the flaming bank with them. Or if they come my way, they'll knock my bloody house down. That's how I feel about it.
So, unfortunately, we can't sort of cherry pick which items get dealt with, which will have who's there or not here. So, but to the gentleman's query, we've had long association with Deirdre and this issue, so we're aware of those still pursuing them, not the pace you should be satisfied with. But we can't really sort of manipulate the numbers or the approach to suit the understanding of sentiment of the system. I don't think in many instances there's been some people in the AGM. Actually, there's been none. So
I'm too late for that one. Should have tried last year.
Next year.
right.
So on the matter of bone seed removal and management, seconded by Sharon. All those in favour of
Oh, wow.
Arms up and still, please. Okay. Against. It'll be a lot easier to do the maths.
There's no one outside.
No
of
arms
here.
out the back. Right.
so
Thank you.
passed unanimously.
I'm not speaking with the dummy, but I have somewhere else to be at 6 o'clock. So I must leave. So thank you for those who were interested in trees.
Merry Christmas.
I don't want them all chopped down, but I don't want them to fall on my flaming house.
Okay, settle down, please.
Welcome to the flip side.
Second question, Sharon, please.
Not actually a motion to put forward, but I'd just like to thank the council last year for supporting us in regard to the Air Services Australia, the support you've given us, and I hope that the salmon people get the same support from you. It's been greatly appreciated, and I hope through coming year you will offer that support without putting for motion. We really appreciate it, so thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Another question, motion? Somebody else like to speak?
I have one.
Oh, you have one?
I have a very short one. It'll be simple.
Pete. Nicole Jamison for Dodgers Ferry. I wanted to say thank you for the council coming along to help us at Flora Park. That's been really, we're very grateful. Pete's here too, as the president of Landcare. We're very grateful for the help. My motion is, may I please propose a motion for Sorell Council to introduce or debate with the view to introducing a tree protection policy for our local species trees, especially our Eucalyptus viminalis, a tree which is dying nationwide, statewide. And we're losing all the pre-colonial, as you know, pre-colonial Eucalyptus viminalis. For a tree protection policy for any tree with a bole larger than, say, 30 centimetres diameter, that permit from the council is required to cut these trees down.
Sorry, do that. That's just in the book. You don't have a.
I don't have it. I'm doing it on the fly. I'll send it to you tonight.
Oh, right, okay. Can you repeat that, please?
Can I please introduce, propose a motion that the Sorell Council debate the idea of a tree protection policy, which many other councils around Australia already have, to protect their trees. So people can't move to a block, take down all the pre-colonial trees and move on. So it's just to value our local species, our banksias, our casuarinas, especially our eucalypts, which, as we know, are disappearing. For a permit to be required for individuals to cut down trees on their block, because the last one I saw on Facebook was a huge 400-year-old tree that someone cut down. They don't require a permit to do that on their own land. I find this very distressing. People can come here and make a huge difference.
We need a word of motion.
Right.
So we understand we understand the sentiment, but we need a
A
documented.
tree protection policy for any native species, local native species tree with a bole larger than 30 centimetres diameter. That's across, not circumference. Eucalyptus viminalis, our native species tree, a local native species tree.
You're asking for a permit.
A permit required to cut these trees down on your own block.
Okay, just bear with me.
Sure, thank you very much. Sorry, I'm unprepared.
Clear enough now.
Right, okay.
So,
So can I have someone to second that motion, please?
Yeah, so we do.
A name, please. Please. Thanks, Pete. Right, all those in favour of supporting that motion?
Or not in favour?
Sorry, the mayor's running late.
Right, all those in not in favour?
We've got 3 again.
We have about 90 people here, I think.
Yep. About right.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Can I see a show of hands for all those who abstained from voting in that motion, please?
One. Two.
Two.
He's got the
No.
other.
No, well, you
So-
Anybody who didn't vote on that motion?
I didn't vote because I can't.
Yeah, but other than that,
Other than,
Could we get, sorry, hands again?
those who are eligible to vote but abstained from voting, show your hands again, please.
Oh, no, he can't.
So that motion is carried then. Thank you very much. Right. Is there further motion?
We've prepared some copies of this for council members.
Thank you.
And some further information
further
as well.
information we've got that.
Is it all together? Is it all? Is it multiple?
No, it is.
Single page?
Another information.
Two. Thank you. That's mine.
Anyone?
Just, I'm taking all the area, right? Scrolling myself down.
For a start, can we have a name to put to this motion?
Yeah,
please?
Jennifer Payne from Dodge's Ferry. PHAIN. Yes, I think.
Okay, can we just have a moment to read this,
Yeah.
please?
Right. Danica, would you like to stand up for everyone?
So noting priority 2 of the Council Social Strategy of 2024 to promote safe, healthy and active communities, and noting in addition that the statutory duties of local councils mandate actions that provide for the health, safety and welfare of the community and to represent the interests of the community, the Sorell Council, number 1, recognises community concerns of the plans by the Atlantic salmon industry to expand its activities in Storm Bay to areas south and east of Betsy Island and just west of Slocum, Maine. 2, recognises the likelihood that such expansion will include the following impacts, among others. The impact on the First Nation people of Lutruwita who continue Palawa cultural practices and food gathering on country and interconnected waterways. The water quality degradation bringing toxic algae to local beaches. Antibiotics and pesticides transferring into surrounding waters and food systems. Visual and noise pollution to the residents of the community who live on or near the bays. The shrinking of healthy marine life on reefs and foreshores. The negative effects on commercial and recreational fishing in the area due to the spread of disease from the farmed populations to the wild fish populations. The further endangerment of the critically endangered red handfish, whose last known habitat is in the area. And the economic impacts resulting from environmental degradation, polluted waters and damaged ecosystems, such as loss of tourism, loss of Sorell municipality's reputation as being a place of natural beauty, and subsequent impacts on the real estate market. We would like to put the motion that the Sorell Council therefore resolves to agree to the following: to oppose the installation of salmon feedlots in the northwest of Storm Bay in order to defend the health of Sorell Council coastal communities, their amenities and the marine environment. And 2, immediately make this opposition known to the Environmental Protection Agency, state government ministers, federal and state MPs and regulatory authorities.
Can we have somebody to second that motion? A name, please.
Jenny James.
Jenny. Thank you. Right, would anybody like to make a short statement or discussion on this motion?
I'd like to make a statement. I don't personally eat salmon myself, but I think it should be, if it's going to be farmed, it should be farmed on land. We can use the waste creatively. I'm sure you as a farmer, Janet, would not agree with just putting a pig farm or chicken farm waste into the nearest waterway, as these multinationals do. So farm salmon on land. We can make jobs here. We can make compost here. And we can keep our handfish and our beaches. Thank you.
Any further comment?
Can I just ask a question of the speaker? Graham Evans, by the way. I live in Sorell. I didn't hear any area that was to do with Sorell in the statement. Is there any areas that are Betsy Island and the other one was down the Tasman somewhere? There's nothing here in Sorell mentioned. Is there somewhere else that wasn't mentioned?
It all affects Sorell.
It's pre-written in the bay.
Can we talk through the
It's
chair,
whole
please?
bay.
Can we talk to you?
It's
One at a
pre-written in the
time.
bay. It's the whole bay. So it's right here. The impact will be down the road here.
Gorgeous Ferry,
It's
Primrose,
the whole
all
bay.
part of this.
Yeah.
We're all part of the sort of
The impacts will be on areas that are in the Sorell Council, the impacts of the feedlots.
We've got a question at the back, through me, please.
So, I just want to say that they have mapped the entire bay as usable for fish farms, like 100 metres off Dodge's Beach or beaches. So I don't think that these multinational companies who don't pay taxes care about how much of our bay they can stand to, because they do whatever they want. And they go to Macquarie Harbour and completely destroy World Heritage Area and call it on extinction, and they can keep carrying on. So I don't see why they would stop that.
Can you identify they so we can investigate that fact, please?
Yes, so the mapping, who knows where the mapping came from the
Petuna. Particularly Petuna, who's, yeah.
No,
Petuna's the.
I would like to ask why that has any relevance when this is about what the community are asking of the council. And if the community are asking the council to support this, then why would not focusing on that issue rather than the light text? It's the same argument as saying if I light a plastic bag on fire now, it won't fit anywhere else in any other municipality. It's a global thing we need to focus on. And right now the community is asking a question of the council, not about whether or not it's directly in our bay. It's just, we're asking you.
No, but we have to base our decision on facts and data. So if you say they, we need to know who they are. Hearsay and anecdotal tales aren't facts. So if there are maps out there, then we would like to see them, please. That's why I was asking.
planning, development planning.
The maps have been handed out.
We're not here to debate it tonight, we'll discuss it at the council.
Could I just say something? It is Petuna who has been granted the, what is it? The lease of the feedlots in the places mentioned in the motion. And just to respond to your question, I think the point is it will affect the whole environment of Storm Bay and Frederick Henry Bay with the expansion of those feedlots, and it will impact, as we have seen from other areas. I also handed out some information which has been sourced particularly from Scotland, where they have had terrible results from this, and the evidence shows that the expansion of these feedlots will impact precipitously on areas within Sorell Council.
Okay,
May I
thank
speak,
you.
please, through the chair?
Just have this last comment, please.
Last comment.
My name's Tim Wood and I live in Dodges Ferry. I grew up in the Channel area as a kid at a little place called Birches Bay. And I watched the start of the fish farms in the Channel area, and it was fine for a number of years. And as a kid, we could dive for scallops off our point, get abalone and catch flathead. Now that is not the case. I've been to those areas in the last 5 years. I've dived these areas and it is just a brown mess. How much evidence do we need? They then went to Macquarie Harbour. We are now in a position where they don't know what to do with all the effluent on the bottom. They tried to pump it with ships. It was like concrete. It ruined it. There was so much sediment. And they are now spending $28 million of taxpayers' money to try and fix it. How much evidence do we need?
And how many people here are diving actively in the ocean actually see this problem? I've dove in this bay my entire life since I was a kid. I picked abalone off the rocks. I value this place more than anything on this planet. And no one here, I can probably guarantee, hardly spends any time underwater. You don't know because you don't see.
Okay, thank you.
It's a
Right,
disgrace.
can we put this motion to the vote, please, and it will be discussed at the next council meeting. So all those in favour of this motion?
All those not in favour.
All those not in favour?
No.
I'm running the meeting, can we have all those in favour, please? Right, thank you. All those against?
Go for Dawn.
And all those that abstain, thank you. Okay, motion moved. Thank you very much. Okay, has anybody got any?
Could I just ask one question? I'm sorry, would you mind giving us the date of the council meeting where this will be discussed?
21st of January.
21st of January, because I think it'd be great if we came back to hear the discussion.
Yeah. Right. Do we have any further motions for this evening, please?
Hello, sorry. Hi, Kevin Nugent from Rose Sands. My motion is in regard to Air Services Australia's flights over from Rose Sands. They're very low through Dorset and Colton River. We've actually got kerosene in the air. We are on water tanks. So my motion or approved motion is Sorell Council in partnership with relevant agencies. I know this is very difficult, but this one's the easy one. That circulate information to all ratepayers regarding.
Please be respectful. Thank you.
They circulate information to all ratepayers regarding safety around maintaining a healthy water tank and drinking water. So that sort of information is available through our health department, and we have tried to circulate it as far as we can with the people that we know. But I think that people do need to actually, with ageing water tanks in our area, we want to make sure that we're actually all that we're all staying healthy as what we can. So I suppose it's an information sort of request.
Do you have a motion?
So the motion was that Sorell Council, in partnership with a relevant agency, so that could be the health department, circulate information to all ratepayers. Now, you could do that through your quarterly ratepayer, in your document there that goes through with your rate notices, just regarding safety around maintaining a healthy water tank and for the purpose of drinking water. Because, we all know that the planes going overhead are actually crop dusting our homes with ultrafine particles which are toxic. We're actually still waiting for Air Service to look at this flight path, but in the interim, I think people need to know what's going on. And they need to actually look at their own water tanks, and it may be that, suggestions are around first flush, or that suggestions are around, clean drinking water from other sources. I don't know.
Okay.
And this is a difficult one, and I do know that.
Yeah, it is a difficult one, but it's also difficult for the minutes as well. Do you have a written copy of your motion?
I have got it written. I can write it down for you. Yeah. So I can read it again. So Sorell Council, in partnership with relevant agencies, circulate information to all ratepayers regarding safety around maintaining a healthy water tank and drinking water.
Right, just a second. Can we have a second of that, please, Sharon? We need to do, because people have left, we need to do another head count of those eligible voters. So, I'd like to do it first.
Yeah.
So can you put your hands up if you are?
Just don't, if you have a stake for the vote, don't move.
There's a couple in the hall as well.
people are in the hall.
Eight.
And are the two people that are residents still here?
I'm not resident.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, yeah.
All those in favour of that motion, please show their hands clearly, please. Okay, thank you. All those against? Anyone against? Anyone in the hall against? No. Anybody abstain from voting? Okay, thank you. That motion is passed. Thank you. Any further motions or questions to be put forward to council?
Can I just ask a question about that motion? It seems like there's two issues, like sort of sitting alongside of each other. And I understand that this is an important step forward. But does the council recognise that perhaps there's another issue that's sitting behind that? Do you understand what I mean? I'm talking about flight paths of planes and the effect that could be having on drinking water. I just wanted to clarify, does that motion just specifically asking, because residents are going to see something about their water tanks coming through, and I'm quite passionate about water quality. Is it going to just address, I just think it's going to be confusing, is my point.
Well, through the mayor, the process from here is a motion that's passed at a AGM gets considered more fully by council at the next ordinary council meeting, which is sets to the date 21st of January. So in the intervening period, we take advice, we prepare a report accordingly. So as part of that, for this particular motion, as part of that, obviously there's been now, goodness me, 2017, 2018, I think might have been the time they commenced the operations of the flight paths. So council's been across the matter that period of time. So if ultimately council does what's requested as per the motion that's been passed, then there's a number of matters to go to consider to do it properly so it doesn't cause confusion around the particular areas of the water tank issue. But as you say, the trigger for it, as proposed, is by virtue of where planes are flying at what altitude. So the council certainly aware of other issues associated with the cause, if you like, what the allegation is.
Right, if there is nothing further, right.
Just something to beautify the place a bit. Some time ago when the council started doing up the streets, gardens and so on, which they must be congratulated for because they are looking a lot better. I actually put up an idea, and that was to put up hanging flower pots on the poles down through the main streets. I don't know if that's been considered or not. And the other one that I did mention was coming in on the main road, starting down where the roundabouts over the new roundabout, which unfortunately I get a few comments. Some people still thinking I'm a councillor and approach me about, why aren't you mowing those roundabouts down there? Well, that's of course because they belong to state government and they're supposed to send people around to do that, but I don't know if we can put any pressure on them about that. But running up from that into the service station or the printer shop and all that, there are a number of trees on the right hand side which used to have low flowers in them until they were dug out and some sort of I don't know what it is, looks like concrete anyway, was put around the around the trees, sorry. so they don't look near as good as what they used to. I was hoping that perhaps they could be taken out and flowers put back in. Of course, we are trying to attract people to our towns, and that sort of thing does help. And certainly, I don't know why the state government, the mowing team and so on, can't do something about their roundabouts and the areas near them, which don't look very nice at all. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we can certainly contact State Roads again. I know Robert's.
Just for the benefit of those, and to answer Graham's question, so that both the Midway Point junction upgrade and the bypass at Sorell, including both roundabouts, are still under the control of State Roads. And there's a landscaping plan approved for the Midway Point junction and the parking lot that's going to be built as well, so that'll look a lot smarter than what it does now. But thus far, I've been unsuccessful getting a commitment out of State Road to do landscaping, particularly this. I've got my direction mixed up. The western roundabout, despite them submitting some very, very nice plans at the time the DA came through, I'm still to get resolution on what they're going to put in there, if anything, and we've already shown a commitment to what we'll maintain, subject to it being landscaped properly. So we're happy to take over the maintenance and make it look presentable, a lot more presentable than what it is now. But we've dealt with the new Minister for Transport, certainly Security Vincent, to try and get a resolution to those matters that were promised when OBN. So we'll see how we go with it. But I agree, Graham, as it presents now, which is pretty well.
I have a matter I'd like to bring up. Sorry, a bit late, but my name's Vicky Gall. I'm a resident of Dodgers Ferry. We all know that we have a fantastic Oak Hines community house and garden down there at Dodgers Ferry. I had been approached the community house about having a function at the gardens, a birthday party myself, which was all going to be fine, and I'd organised it. And when I went down the other day to pay, I was told that there will no longer be any private functions, no community fairs, no food bans, anything down at the gardens, because they no longer have public liability insurance. The education department won't cover it. And they're fighting, they're trying to find some way around it, but apparently all neighbourhood houses in Tasmania are having this issue around. So that is going to be a big impact on our community. So that means, none of our lovely markets that we've been able to have at the gardens, they can't have them anymore. So my question is to the council, is it possible for you to look into that? And she said to me, if you were part of a community group, we could possibly find cover for it. But what that means is anybody's guess. What sort of community group? Does it have to be, I don't know, didn't know. So, yeah, I was just gobsmacked. And that's a big impost on them, because that was a good fundraiser for our community house and the garden. So what does that mean for eating with dignity, all sorts of programs that don't run at the garden if they don't have public liability insurance?
Well, that's the first I've heard, so we'll have to investigate that. We'll make inquiries on that one.
Yeah, because I had a function booked for the 12th of January and I had to find another venue for it, because she said she's sorry. You just had to ring all these people to cancel all these things all summer. So, thank you, I appreciate it.
We'll definitely look into that one.
Just a question, does a motion have to be put into writing, or can it just be spoken? It's a very quick one, and I think it would be almost unanimous. I'm just going to say it. I'd like to make a motion that council immediately start putting up signage along Park Beach through to the river and beyond if necessary, to try and encourage people. They've got signage up to say that they're trying to rehabilitate the dunes, but people just ignore that, and I'm frankly sick of copying the abuse when I try and tell people to please stop their kids from digging holes and pulling out the vegetation in the dunes. So if they could just put signage along there, and maybe even monitor it, dare I say that, at some point, and put up barricades or whatever, just to try and keep our dunes.
Fishing barricades.
So could you read? Yeah, so can we have your name for a start, please?
Sorry, Sherry Sibley of Dodgers Ferry.
And your motion in a
My
few
motion
words.
is in a nutshell, can the council immediately put up signage to keep people from, for dune protection, yes, for dune protection, stay out of there, stop riding your motorbikes down the beach would be nice, all of that.
Dune protection policy.
Yeah.
Can we have a second for that motion?
Natalie Murden.
Lucian. All those in favour of that motion? All those against, please? No. All those that abstained, please? Okay, thank you. Motion passed. Okay. So that nearly brings us to the close of the meeting. There is a form at the end of the table. Anybody that moved a motion tonight, can you put your name and address, contact details on that form, please? And the seconder of your motion. Thank you. Well, that brings us to the end of the 2024 AGM at 6:31. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.